Hayden, Maverick, Ernst, just 14 years old and already turning heads across the pool world, a 7-time national champion, Florida Junior Open champion, and a young competitor playing far beyond his years, calm, confident, relentless at the table, a prodigy with the mindset of a pro, from Kentucky to the national stage. This is the next generation rising fast.
Welcome back, everybody. Touching on our title sponsor real briefly, it's J Flowers Cues. Go to jflowerscues.com. They have the best jump cues, the best break cues, the best playing cues, and the best cases in the industry. Leading the charge right now with the lowest deflection on the market. It's jflowerscues.com.
Hey everybody, Bobby Hilton here from the Boom and Freezer Show. We got a superstar, a young superstar. We got Hayden, the Madman Ernst, and he's from Kentucky, and he just had a great derby. And how you doing, Hayden?
Doing good.
Yeah, Hayden, thank you, man. We're grateful to have you on. You just did some major damage at the Derby City Classic. I knew who you were a long time ago. Bobby knew who you were a long time ago. You've been on my radar for quite a long time, but thank you for coming on, bud.
Yeah, happy to.
Let's start out with something simple. It's the one everybody wants to know. How long have you been playing? I mean, you're already a superstar at 14 years old, right?
Yeah, I'm 14 and I've been playing since I was 7, so I've been playing about 7 years.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that. How did you get into it? Was your dad or somebody take you to a pool hall or your room? Tell us about it.
I always had a pool table with my mom's and both my grandparents, and now I have one of my dad's. But and one day I just asked my grandpa about it, and his brother played some. My grandpa used to play a lot when he was younger, so he taught me the basics, and I just flourished from there.
Oh, you only been playing for 7 years, right? You're still 14 years old, and you're already at a level where you're, we'll talk a little bit more, as we get going. Derby, you beat Oscar Dominguez. You play
It's
some
actually
other
a
great
long
matches.
time, though, right, Bobby? I mean, he started playing. He's 14. He started playing at 7. So 7 years is a long time for somebody his age. Go
Right?
ahead.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You're half your life, pretty much, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But to get to this level, I mean, do you have a passion for the game? Do you like when you're not doing pool? Are you thinking about pool all the time?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all I do is pool and school and watch Kentucky basketball.
Pool in school. I like that. Pool in school. What's your favorite game?
It was probably 9-ball before the Derby, but now I think it's Banks.
Interesting. I like the Banks as well. So I made the finals of U.S. Open Banks 2 years in a row, and I won the Derby or the Derby Bank Pool Ring game. But you have the ability to be a world-class bank pool player, so obviously, there's not very much luck in the game as well. So
yeah.
Let's talk about Banks. Like you did really well at one pocket. You did great in the Banks. Why do you like Banks? Do you practice Banks at home? Why were you so good at Banks at Derby?
Well, I'm from Kentucky, so pretty much everybody in the pool hall, that's what I go there and play a lot of times. I've always liked banking the ball. Actually, one of the first shots my grandpa ever taught me was a 4-railer. But I've always had a passion for banks. I like how it's played, and it's more skill than it is luck.
did your grandpa play good?
He says he used to. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say he shoots 600 Fargo speed. But his brother was probably closer to like high 600s.
Okay. Nice. It's in your blood.
Yeah.
Well, did you play with him at all or no? Just with your...
No, I never got a chance to meet him.
Okay. What do you got, Scott?
Oh, I got a lot. I mean, I got a lot. I don't know where you want to begin, but I mean, we've got plenty of time. I find it interesting. I love the fact that you like bank pool. I know you're from the Louisville area. You're probably familiar with a good friend of mine, John Brumback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on John's property, and we used to partner. Shannon Dalton, myself, and John Brumback. We were a 3-way team every time we'd go to Derby. You were born in 2011. Yeah. My goodness gracious, this is just mind-boggling to me. So you were born in 2011. John won the bank pool in 2010. I won the one pocket in 2010, and I think Shannon finished in the top three in the 9-ball in 2010. And back then, these events were, and I'm not saying they're easy now because they're not, but these events, you had all the Europeans, all the Asians, all the Filipinos. It was crazy back then. So you weren't even alive, young man. You weren't even alive. You were a gleam in your father's eye. Bless you, Chad. I'm glad he had you.
Yeah, yeah. I went up and I was looking at the banners, and almost every time I looked at them, I learned something new. So it's pretty cool to see all those.
You're going to be there. Don't worry.
Yeah. How excited are you when you found out that they made the age difference now where you could play at Derby? Were you super pumped?
I was extremely excited. We were actually on our way to the Ultimate Pool USA event, and luckily we didn't know when to sign up, so we called Diamond like an hour before, and we signed up the first 5 minutes because I know a lot of people didn't get in the 9-ball. It sold out so fast, so I was definitely super excited.
Well, is it true? Is it true that there were 701 players in the 9-ball?
That's what Digital Pool said.
I don't. It's almost like they didn't sell out. It's almost like they didn't even cap it, right? It's almost like they just let it go. But
Yeah,
that's
no, it's
that's
still,
that's crazy.
yeah, it was insane. Like when we got to Ultimate Pool, there were so many people there asking me like, how did it fill up? So I was like, I don't know, but I made sure to get in the first 5 minutes.
Well, part of the reason is I think our sport's getting bigger, and you're coming in the right time. I mean, you're peaking, right at the right time, like you're
Yeah.
talking about. Let's talk a little bit about Ultimate Pool. You're already making your name in that sport as well. Do you like Ultimate Pool?
Yeah, I like it. 8-ball is probably my least favorite game, but the Ultimate Pool format makes it a little bit more fun, and um, I enjoyed it.
What's your ultimate goal? I mean, we know you won the junior event. I was there. Actually, I think I covered part of it, but you won the junior event in Florida with Matchroom. What's your ultimate goal? Do you want to get on the World 9-ball Tour?
Yeah, I do. I want to just be the best I can be and try to win as much as possible.
Pretty simple, and I like that. That's cut and dry. Do you have? Sorry, Bobby, I'm going to ask him a couple questions. Do you have? Because for me, when I'm talking to young players, and when I was coming up pretty quickly, I improved, and I know you're improving really quickly now because your body's starting to mature a little bit more. You're only 14; it's unbelievable to me, but it excites me. Do you have short-term goals? Because I think short-term goals are really important. Do you understand what I mean by that? Do you have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
weekly goal? Do you have like weekly goals or maybe monthly goals instead of I want to be the best in the world in a year
Yeah.
or something like that? Tell us about that?
Depending on how much schoolwork I have on the day, I try to practice at least 2 to 3 hours. So when I can do that for all 7 days of the week, I feel like my game really elevates. So I try to do that as much as possible. For example, like the Derby, like across the course of the 10 days, I didn't get to play too much before it because I had to get ahead on all of my school stuff. But I feel like as the week started going on, my play progressed a lot because I was playing a ton. So I think that trying to set goals for practice weekly or daily or monthly is super important.
Agreed.
I want to talk a little bit about practice, about what do you do for practice? There's so many different people, like Scott obviously teaches a lot. He gives a lot of great advice to people. What's some of the big things that you heard that taught you what you want to do with practice, and what do you do during your practice sessions?
During my practice sessions, it really depends on what discipline. If it's mostly 9-ball, so when I do 9-ball, I work a lot on the 9 on the spot break. That's a huge part once you get to the higher level. If you can't break good, you can't win. And I do a lot of gameplay, and I take it super in depth. Like I just try to go as far deep into the game as I possibly can, and try to manage the game. Like if I get a few inches off, I'll reshoot it just to see the different lines and how it reacts and all stuff like that.
I want to get to, and we will get to it. I want to get to a couple of matches you played at the Derby, specifically one match. And I'm not going to be hard on you, but I want to ask you, what do you think right now? Do you look at this? Do you analyze your game to this level? What do you think right now? What part of your game probably needs the most work? Eliminate the break shot.
Yeah, I think probably tactically is my
Okay.
weakest point. And I do
Sure.
practice that quite a bit also in practice, but it's one of the hardest things to practice because it's super speed oriented and that really depends on the table. But a lot of it is just how I get more and more experience and grow more. I'm going to learn more shots and know what the right shot is more often.
Yeah, you're really intelligent, and this comes with maturity and age. Obviously, that you understand that. There's no disrespect to you, but it really comes more with experience versus age, I think. And you're just now really getting your feet wet, I think, at the higher level. And whether you know it or not, you're I think you're almost ready to play with the elite players from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I have a 9 foot 4 inch in my basement, so I've just got to learn how to play like I did at the Derby on the 4 inch, and I think I
What
can
kind
do
of 4 inch is it? What table is it?
diamond.
Nice. Blue label?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're living the dream, young man. Nice.
A great table. Yeah, it's a great table to practice on. I mean, get ready to rock and roll. Because, like Scott said, I feel already is you're already being spoke of with the American players like the future. You know what I mean? And that's got to
yeah.
be. Do you feel the pressure like that's on you? Like, do you hear the buzz? Like, because you see the young Europeans and all the young players, but American players, I think you're the cream of the crop. You're the guy they talk about. Do you feel that, or do you hear that from other people?
Yeah, I definitely hear it, but I just gotta stay humble and because I've seen it many times where people get too amped up about what people say about them, and then they just go in and think it's a given that they're gonna win and they're gonna make every shot. But I still know that I've got a long way to go, even though I'm improving rapidly. I still have a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, you're young, right? And we keep going to that. I know people are going to get tired of hearing that, but I think that you can quietly use that buzz to your advantage, right? I know
Yeah,
deep down it's got to pump you up. You just don't want to get too high or too low in those
yeah,
feelings, obviously, right? You want to just keep focused, do what you do, stay humble, like you said, which is very important. And I know coming from your father, who I know quite well is a very good man, you're always going to remain humble.
yeah,
Um, and we never master this game, right? We never will ever master this game, and I think that's enough to humble all of us.
yeah.
Right, let's talk about the Mav. What's the Mav all about? Let the world know what's the Maverick or the nickname the Mav. Let's talk about that.
So Maverick is actually my middle name. And when I first started playing pool, we kind of leaned towards Mavman, but now we're kind of leaning back towards Maverick. Yeah, a lot of
Your
people don't know that, but it actually is my middle name.
your dad mentioned that it had something to do. Are you a fan of Top Gun, or is your dad a fan of Top
Never
Gun,
even
the movie?
watched it.
Are you serious?
Nope, never
Oh, I'm
watched
going
it.
to text him right now. He told me, he said it was inspired because he's a fan of Top Gun and thought you were.
Yeah, he likes it, but I've never watched it.
Okay, okay. So maybe he had a little role in that. He probably had a little role. I
What
won't
do you
throw him under
like?
the bus.
Do you like the Maverick Man or Mav Man, or do you like
I kind of
Maverick?
I kind of like Maverick more.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to get it on all my jerseys, and I think it just sticks better.
I like Maverick more,
I
actually.
do too. I like it. I like it. I like it too. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the. Go ahead, Scott.
No, it's fine. His
Oh,
dad said that they were saying Mav Man just to kind of like abbreviate it, so it wasn't so long termed. But Maverick is, I like Maverick. That's slick.
Yeah.
especially when it's your middle name, and that just makes it
No
kind of
kidding.
extra special, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Did I read this right? Are you a seven-time junior champion, world champion, or
Uh,
junior champion?
7-time junior national champion. Yeah.
7 times.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I mean, 7 times. You go to win every
What?
match now. Juniors, you expect to win every match now.
Yeah. What age
Um,
bracket did you start in? So obviously, did you go through the age groups? Is that what you did, or are there just general groups?
so all the 7 national champions, 2 10 balls are 16 and under. I think both 8 balls are 14 and under, so that's 4. I actually have a hay ball one. I think that's 14 and under, so that's 5. I know I won a 9 ball and a straight pull, and I think those were 16.
That's
Wow.
so impressive when you're playing at 16 and under, because especially as a junior, and Scott obviously with all the history that he has, when you have somebody that's 15 or 16 that's 2 years older than you, and you have to, obviously beat them to become the title, right?
Yeah.
So those are impressive. The 16 and unders more than the 14 and unders, right?
Yeah.
No question. Yeah, no question there.
Especially the 10 ball, because the 10 ball is the world qualifier, what gets you to the world championship, and a lot of times people don't even show up until that one. So the 10 ball is the hardest one.
Right. So everybody's in there. That's the one
Yeah.
is that one that gave you your most proudest moment, your biggest win, you think?
Yeah, actually, not this past year, but the year before. So how they do it is they redraw, and you have to, after a certain amount of matches, and then once they redraw, you have to win one match in order to qualify to go to Worlds. And I was down 7-3 in a race to 8, and I came back,
Really?
won the
Where
match to go.
where was this, Hayden?
Quincy, Illinois.
Okay, who had you down in that match?
Hank Linen, Harrison Linen.
Harrison. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's impressive. What's your mindset when you're down 7-3? I mean, you've been playing for a long time, obviously, but you obviously want to win. You're down 7-3. What's your mindset? What have you trained yourself to think at that point?
It's that point, it's kind of just like, oh well, just try to go out there and free stroke, because whatever you're already so deep in the hole, you might as well just try to shoot your way out of it, because it's just so tough to come back from there, and you're not going to be able to do it if you try to, just duck the whole time, and you got to take some risks, and if the risks are correct, then you can definitely come back.
Well, Bobby, I want to, since you brought that up, Bobby, I want to touch on this real quick. Last night I had the privilege of commentating a match that you were trailing, and you and I talked about this off air, and I think Bobby and I did as well. And most of the world probably knows about this by now, and if they haven't, they can go to Railbirds TV and check it out. But Hayden was trailing 7-0 versus one Shane Van Boning. I think everybody knows who Shane is. And what you just touched on right there, which we can touch on that match, what you just touched on right there, I think is vital for all young players, amateurs, doesn't matter who you are, older, young. When you're trailing in a match at a significant amount, there's no reason to apply any pressure to yourself at all. You have nothing to lose at that point. So I think you've got to get out there and get loose. And what you did, and we don't have to touch on it right now, but what you did with Shane Van Boning, I really feel like you only made one error, and that error we can specifically touch on later if you'd like. We can touch on it now, but it was right at the end, right? Yeah. I thought you shot the 6 ball correctly. I didn't like you hitting it hard, trying to stun across, and maybe we can insert a clip at some point here. But you played incredible, and you showed everybody really what type of ability you have.
Yeah, that match, especially when you're playing SVB, you really have nothing to lose when you're playing SVB.
Right.
I still think I still think I should have drew the ball.
That's fine. Yeah. But do you know kind of where you went wrong there? It was the shot to get position on, I believe, the 5, where you went 2 rails instead of just 1 rail at it, right?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to, I think it was adrenaline or something, but I didn't feel like I hit it that hard. And the ball just flew off. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, probably adrenaline. But those tables, the beds seemed really quick to me.
Yeah, they were.
Right? They seemed really quick to me. And I felt like, it's a little touchier to just use a high outside ball and just kind of run the line directly to the 5. But I felt like you could never kind of get out of position going that route versus the inside ball. If you're a little uncomfortable, you can kind of get quick in the back arm and overrun your position, right? But then you made a great bank on the 5. And you got really good on the 6, and I understand under that condition and the pressure, it's easy to not want to roll that ball.
Yeah, I didn't. To be honest, I think I was a little bit quick in my decision making from the 6. I didn't really look at any other shot. I just kind of settled in on rolling it, which I never really liked, to be honest.
Well, that I love. I love you saying that, because for me, when I analyze your game, I'm not worried about anything with you. And I know this is going to come with a little bit more maturity. Joshua Filler is a perfect example. In the last couple of years, he's really matured. And when I say slow down for you, I'm talking about maybe 1 full second in your
Yeah.
process, which is nothing, right?
Yeah.
But if you could just take that extra second in your process, something else might jump out at you. But you're so
Yeah.
talented, and you know, you feel like you can make anything, and your heart rate's running, so it's easier said than done, and with time that'll come.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I want to touch base on that as well because I saw you in a couple interviews with Windows Open and a couple other people. You're always talking about, and you just said recently, you want to get out and shoot. Do you feel that you're a more aggressive player than most, and you just want to get out there and shoot, shoot the balls off? Just, is that your attitude most of the time?
Yeah, definitely. Like my one poker match with Justin Hall, I knew I was never going to be able to outmove him, so I was just going to shoot. And I feel like that's always been my mindset since I first started playing. I've always just been a shooter. If I think I have a chance to make it, I'll shoot it.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to say though. You have to be well-rounded
Oh,
tactically
yeah.
in order to play with these elite guys, and that's really the difference because all the elite guys can make the ball, right?
Yeah.
It really comes down to those games that are nip and tuck and kind of scratchy, right? And
Yeah.
we know that you're going to get there. But when you're when you're young, all you want to do is shoot. I was very similar, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, and actually, when you played at Derby City, right? You played so good. You talk a little bit about Oscar Dominguez match. You beat a Moscone Cup player, great probably top five American player right now, and you beat him 9-2. Tell us a little bit about that match. Let's talk about Derby City.
That match, I knew from the jump I would have to play dead tight because with those guys on 4.5 inch pockets, winter break, 9 on the spot, they can run 5 in anytime they want. So I knew I was gonna have to play super tight, and I never actually got to hit a break on the table before, but I was hitting a ton of breaks. The table next to it, so I would assume they would be similar because we were kind of in like a small room with only 4 tables. So I kind of figured they would play similar, and um, I broke well. I I don't actually think I had a break and run, but I played much better safeties, and tactically I was so much better in that match than I. That's probably one of my best tactical matches I've ever played.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Because Oscar's very good. Like if I were to put somebody up, like I've touched on this as well. If like I think his style suits the Moscone Cup because there's not a lot of break and runs in the Moscone Cup. The equipment's tough, the pressure's there, the people are there. So you've got to have a guy that can mix it up, and Oscar's that guy. So if you're doing that against Oscar, it's a big statement, man. Big statement.
Yeah, I think I was just kind of thinking. I didn't just shoot the first safety I saw, and when I was kicking, I was very intentional. So I think that helped me a lot too.
Nice.
I want to give you some props because I mean, after beating Jay Hall in one pocket, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes too. But after you do that one pocket, and you still carried that over to 9 ball. You didn't let that one big win say, "Oh, I did it. you know what I mean. I'm 14.
Yeah,
I just beat a great player." You didn't do that. You said, "I'm going out there, like you said, I'm going to play tight." Well, how do you
yeah.
get that attitude?
It's just because I know that with when you're playing these guys that are almost 800 Fargos, yeah, I think Oscar's like 790 something. That you can't, you just cannot play that loose, especially since the TV table match with Justin, they had put that in the night before, so it was playing. The pockets were playing super sliding, the balls were sliding in. But that room I played Oscar in was much tougher. There was a bunch of people in the room, and it was real humid, so the table was definitely playing tough. And I knew I had to play tight because if he figured the break out, he could run 5-6 racks in a row.
I think the best thing in the world for you, and it's proven true because I'm very fortunate to cover all these elite players. It happened to Filler, it happened to Feder. It's obviously ingrained in Shane. The best thing in the world for you is to play the mixed games, right? Play one pocket, play bank pool, Play 9-ball, play 10-ball, play 8-ball. Do everything you're doing right now and don't change a thing, because I think that this is the best seasoning for the all-around part of the game that you can get, because you're going to find every discipline involved sooner or later within the 9-ball rack, right? So I think this is ideal for you.
Yeah.
Those guys have a, Bobby, you know this, the guys that, the elite players that have a little hand or a head up on people are the guys that do kind of stick their neck out there and play more one pocket, or go to a tournament here or there, like the Derby. If you sacrifice and go to the Derby, even though it doesn't maybe pay as much, I know FSR and David Alcady have been talking to me a lot about it. They want to play more one pocket because it really helps you tactically. And those two guys, in my opinion, they're at the top of the leaderboard tactically, kicking, defensively. Those two guys are as good as they get. Those are two guys, Hayden, that you should probably, not that you probably don't, maybe you do, you should maybe pay when you get a chance, go on YouTube, maybe Matchroom's channel, and take a look at some of the stuff they're doing. It's tactically, because your shot making is already there, dude.
Yeah, I saw it a ton in the Mosconi, especially with Alcady.
Yes.
The way he kicks the safes is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's fabulous. And like Scott says, I think playing those games makes a huge difference. And it's not coincidence, obviously they're the best players in the world, Federer, Filler, and Shane, but those guys were all in the top 5 or at least top 8 of all 3 or 4 events. And I think what Scott is saying is making the point is, if you can master all of them, it's going to help your 9-ball, it's going to help your 10-ball, it's going to help every discipline by just playing them. But those guys obviously master all of them, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
This break is brought to you by our sponsors. It's Hilltop Promotions. That's right, Hilltop Promotions. Know the name, hear it out. Hilltop Promotions. It's Steven Tucker and Joe Furtado. These guys are bringing back the 80s, 90s, all the way to the present. They are from Anderson, South Carolina, and they have built a one-on-one venue unlike any other. What their idea is to start out is they're going to take 2 players, let's say from the 90s, like Tommy Kennedy and Johnny Archer in the finals of the U.S. Open. Tommy Kennedy won that match, right? It was one of the most talked about U.S. Open events of all time. They're still talking about that event. They want to take 2 players like that and throw them in a ring head to head and let them battle it out for big, big money. And I think that this format is absolutely insane. Guaranteed $10,000 for first place, and the winner continues forward. Okay. And that's where it's really key. Second place, or if you don't win, you're guaranteed $5,000, all expenses paid. These guys are for real. No joke. It's going to happen. They've already got the venue done, and it is incredible. It's Hilltop Promotions, Steven Tucker and Joe Furtado. They're looking to bring back the 90s, okay? All the way to the future. They're going to have elite players from this generation, from the past, but what they're trying to do is take these players from major finals and butt them up head to head so the loser has a chance at revenge. Hilltop Promotions. Keep an eye out for them.
I'm going to take a minute here to talk about In the Box. Now, In the Box, Elvis has been with us since day one. He's a huge supporter to the world of pool, but not only that, he has great products. For one, look at this banner behind us. That was done by him. That's the Boom and Freezer Show. But he also can get you some shirts. If you need APA shirts, UPL League shirts, any other shirts you need for your teams or any other sporting event, you can check out Elvis. That's inthebox.com. The link is in our bio. Check them out. They do great stuff. You can get your names on them, get your names on the side. He also personalizes a lot of shirts and stuff like that. So if you have something special you want on it, let him know. He can make it look amazing. So check it out. That's inthebox.com. The link is in the bio. And Elvis, tell him the Boom and Freezer sent you. You might even get a discount.
Going to talk about a pool room that really needs no introduction, but this pool room is talked about all over the country, if not all over the globe. I don't know anybody that's sponsoring and representing more players than these people, but it's David and Leah Bartosiak. This room is in South Florida. This room is called Classics. That's right. It's Classic Billiards. I'll tell you what, they've got 9,300 square feet, and it's plush with diamond tables, bar tables, 9-footers. But one key feature that I'm personally in love with is a technologically advanced arena, and it's called the Aramith Arena. He's holding major events there, the PLP with Matchroom, one-on-ones. He had the Spanish Open with the 3-on-3s. He's doing it all. But this venue and this arena is second to none and dear to my heart because he's got an actual commentary platform and booth with windows that you can sit up there and work from. And me personally, to call the games, I love it. Classic Billiards in South Florida, 9,300 square feet, full of the best tables on the planet, and the environment is second to none. Dave is not the church type going guy. He's the type of guy to let it rip. He likes to yell, likes to scream, likes to have fun. The vibe in this business is something I've never experienced before. And that's the vibe that he's trying to create all over the world. And I think he can do it. Dave is a leader. I love him like a brother. It's Classic Billiards in South Florida. And one last thing, don't forget the chicken wings. The honey barbecue chicken wings are truly the best chicken wings I've ever had in my life. And Shane Van Boning can confirm that. Classic Billiards in South Florida. We absolutely love you. Thank you so much.
Tommy's Tattoo Supply is probably one of the largest tattoo supplies companies in the world. And you can check out the link. It's on our bio. That's Tommy's Supplies, Tommy's Tattoo Supplies. This guy has everything you need from tattoos, from ink to tattoo guns, to any other products you need for tattoos. He's got this great color ink as well. You got to check it out. That's Tommy's Supplies. I'm telling you, he's an awesome dude. But not only that, he's very smart, and he's got a great company. And if you have anything to do with tattoos, whether you're a tattoo company or just an artist, you got to check out his website and check him out. I promise you won't be dissatisfied. He'll take care of you, whatever you need. That's Tommy Supplies. Check out the link. We appreciate it, Tommy. Thank you very much.
Now, back to the show.
Let's talk a little bit about this year. What's your goal for this year? I know it just started. It's February, whatever, but let's talk about your goals this year. You already had a great start, right? Derby had to be a highlight of your career already, right?
Yeah, this was definitely, I've been looking forward to this for a while now. My goals for the year are just, I want to do well at the Junior World Championship this year. Hopefully I can qualify in Quincy. Hopefully I will do better there. I didn't do as well as I wanted this year. I ran into a super tough opponent, but I want to do better in that. And I want to step up and start playing higher level players, and I think the Derby really helped me with that.
Yeah, well, can I touch on it, Bobby?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you looked at, have you taught, maybe I'll talk to your dad, it's up to you. Have you looked into maybe some higher sponsorship it's kind of like this, right? Let's say you're a high pick for some scouts when you're a high school basketball player, and that you have this choice whether you can go to college, which I'm huge on education. My whole family's educated. I'm the only one that's not. I went to high school but graduated. But my point is, have you considered just making that jump? And if you did consider that, would you mind receiving help trying to find sponsors, or do you have that all situated? What are your thoughts there? What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on making the jump directly to a tour?
Or traveling, all that stuff.
Yeah. We've definitely had some conversations about that because, like, it's my name's getting out there more. I'm starting to show the world how I can play, and
would you do it, Hayden? Would you, if somebody were to call you tomorrow and say, hey, your hotel and entry fees are covered for every major event for the World 9-Ball Tour this year, would you do it?
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Just
I would.
curious.
That's great. That's great. All right, let's talk a bit about school. How do you handle both? Like, are you skipping? Obviously, you missed time for Derby. Does your parents make assignments up for you that, or talk a little bit about that?
So, now I'm a freshman in high school. Once I finished 8th grade, we have the conversation that we decided I was going to do an online program, so I could have that flexibility, because realistically, it was going to be so hard to juggle high school and then going in person and then trying to travel and be a pool player. So I'm doing an online academy, Liberty University, and that is working great for me. And um, it allows me to work ahead, and I can. And if I can't work ahead, I can catch up, and I don't get penalized for it. So that's definitely great.
Scott, that kind of answers your question. If he's ready, he seems like he's doing the right things. Like he's got the schoolwork. He could kind of take that next step, and he's almost right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really fine line, in my opinion, and a touchy subject, right? Because I've kind of been there. Not really. They didn't have the events like they do now, but it could work against you and it can work for you. If you were to, here's what I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure I could get you sponsored with one phone call. I don't want to get you excited, but I'm pretty sure I could. I don't know if that's the right move yet. You're 14, right? And I'm
Yeah.
just being honest, because here's what could happen. You could go out there and it could be tough, right? It could be tough. I don't know how, I don't know you well enough to say, well, he wants to get his head beat in. He wants to lose.
It is
He's
going to be
ready.
tough, Scott. It is going
Oh
to be
yeah.
tough.
Of course.
It's going to be brutal.
Right.
For sure.
But if he's prepared mentally
Yes.
for that, for maybe the next couple of years, which is probably what I think. AJ Manis at 16 really started kicking up. Really at 17. You know, a lot of these young players, Albert Januarta, all these guys, I think you're strong mentally, right? I don't know you very well. I know you and I've known you, but if you thought you could really prepare yourself mentally for the gauntlet over the next
Yeah.
year and a half, 2 years, then I would, if I was you, I'd be willing to talk to you offside of this and make a couple of phone calls for you. But I want you out there. I want you out there for selfish reasons. I want you out there for our country and for your potential in the Moscone Cup in the future. You know, I don't want you out there for you because I don't want you to make a bad decision. I want you to do
Yeah.
what you want to do. But for me, I would love to have you out there.
Yeah, I think getting that experience is super important, but also knowing that it's going to be super tough. You're playing world class players every single match. No match is easy, and but the experience of that would, I think, definitely help me.
No question.
Well, it'll definitely help you. And what Scott's saying is I agree. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Is there's a buzz around you that's I haven't heard in a long time about young players. You know, there's young players playing, and then there's Maverick. You know what I mean? He's out
Mhm.
there beating pros, beating 800s, and battling these guys. Like I said, to beat Jay Hall, you know, who won the Banks this year in Derby. Yeah, we shout out to Jay Hall. Great job. You know, you beat him in one pocket, and then you take that focus and you don't lose it. You don't get too excited. You know what I mean? And you go out there and you do what you do in 9 ball. That's so impressive to me. I think, and everybody out there. And I think that's what Scott's saying, and he sees that, and I see it in you as well.
Yeah, it's not even really that impressive to me. I'm sorry because I know how I know how you're wired. I was young and a killer, and I know that you just want more of that, right? You
Yeah.
also beat Roberto Gomez 3-1 in the bank pool. You're just beating elite players now. It is impressive, of course, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just great. It's great because you're ready to just go on with it, win
Yeah, I
or
think
lose. You're just ready to go on.
I think it's important to understand that one match does not define the uh, player that wins and the player that loses. One match does not define how they play or what they do. So it's important to, you can't just say, "Oh, I won 2 matches against 2 great players. I'm done."
That's
You, you
a
have
great
to.
mindset. But there are
Yeah.
players that in their head they're like, "Oh, I did this. I'm okay." And you
Yeah.
don't have that mindset, and that's what I'm giving you a shout out for. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
Great
No,
job.
you're right.
Great job. All right, let's
Yeah.
talk about your favorite players. Right, you're from Kentucky. Who was your favorite players? You know, last couple of years watching, maybe playing, and who did you get excited to play with, or even see at a pool room?
Yeah, SCB was always my favorite player growing up, and then Feder being around here, he's probably up there too. I probably watch Feder and Filler more than anybody that I watch, just because their game they win for a reason. And I've been watching a lot of Yap lately too. He's Obviously,
Yeah.
been on an absolute tear, winning almost everything he shows up at. So those are the 3 or 4 players that I watch the most.
You should maybe watch this podcast with Yap. I would recommend it if you get a chance. Yap and Moritz Neuhausen.
I
They
was gonna
talk
say
about
the same thing.
they talk about the mental side, and they really get in depth. And
Yeah.
I know you don't. I know you're young and natural, and you don't want to get too like wrapped up in the mental side. And then to your style, you've got a little bit of Federer in you, like in your cueing. You're obviously quicker, much quicker, but you have your own unique style, which I really enjoy. I
Yeah.
really enjoy your cueing. Your body, you have zero body movement. You go through the ball very well. If it were me and I was next to you every day, I would just try and get you to slow down maybe a second. But
Yeah.
it's so easy to say when you're under the gun, under the lights, and in front of your friends, fans, family,
Yeah.
playing Shane Van Boning. It's going to come with time.
Yeah, definitely.
Who are some of the toughest American junior players that you played the last couple of years? Who do you want to give a shout out to? That you
Lazaro
feel-
Martinez, for sure.
Yeah.
He has
Laz.
been one of the main ones. Landon Hollingsworth, Joey Tate, not necessarily last year or two, but a little bit before that. Jazz McConney. These are all players that I played that really, really helped me grow, especially Laz and Landon. I think those are the 2 main ones that I went and competed against consistently, and it boosted my game a lot.
Is there? I think I mentioned this to you. Is it Gavin Matthews?
Mm-hmm.
Is he 13
I think he
or 12?
12 or 13.
I'm friends with his father. I don't know him
Yeah.
very well. Just kind of like you guys. What are your thoughts on him? Be honest. I mean,
Yeah,
does
he's
he have?
definitely,
I feel like he's got the potential.
yeah, he definitely has a ton of potential. He's a great player at such a young age, and he's definitely a speedster too. I want to see
Yeah.
him and Arseni, the guy from Finland, play a set. They would play a race to 120 and finish in a day.
Yeah, Arseny
the Flash,
Sebastian,
the Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah. no doubt.
Yeah, Gavin definitely has a ton of potential. He's a great player at a young age. He's definitely on the right path.
Good.
Who's your toughest junior opponent that when you see him on the chart next year, like, man, it's going to be rough?
Laz
Is
Martinez.
Felix Vogel? Is he out of the juniors now? Is he already? Because I know he's playing some of the major
Yeah,
events. of ours.
I think this is the last year at the Junior World Championship. I've never played with him or played
Okay.
against him before.
So Lazo, right? How old is Laz?
19?
Okay, so what is the Bobby's question is he just asked you who the toughest opponent was, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Like, so because the juniors are pretty much 19-year-olds can be juniors, correct? 19 and under, right? So those guys can play. It's a long time. I mean, 19. There's a lot of guys on the pro tour at that time or close to it, right?
Yeah. Pain My Pride is another one.
Oh yeah.
I've been playing him since I was 8 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
He's a great player.
He's a big one too.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about him too, being a young superstar too. He's got a lot of potential. Was he at Derby?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he won a couple. I did see a couple interviews. I didn't follow his matches. So I don't know how well he did.
Yeah.
But
I think he did pretty. I know he beat Billy Thorpe in the one pocket.
Oh really?
wow,
Yeah.
that's big.
And I think he went pretty far in the 9-ball.
I'm gonna tell you what. Who was I just talking to about this? I was talking to an elite player. Maybe it was Shane, even though he just won the one pocket. It was before the one pocket started. So back when I was coming up, I kind of elevated the game and made it really aggressive. And I was very aggressive. Around 2012, 2013, all of a sudden I just got this feeling I couldn't win anymore. And who was I talking to about this? But anyway, my whole point to that is guys like you, which is great, in the Europeans and all these 9-ball players figured out that really the game of one pocket is all about finding that first shot,
Oh
right?
yeah.
You're just playing for that first shot. So the game has completely changed, completely changed. Now, if I can get them up table on you, you're probably going to be in some trouble. But it's hard to do when you're playing on big pockets under those lights, especially
Yeah.
that TV table. You
Yeah.
know, I remember what you just said a little bit ago. You said something about the table playing really,
Yeah.
really slick because of the
Yep.
lighting and it was fresh cloth.
It was,
You know, that's to your advantage.
they literally put it in the night before me and Justin played because they had the Bigfoot in there for a few days.
Right. So it's
So
real
it was
fresh.
brand new.
Yeah, and that's to your advantage, and you're aware of that clearly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's smart.
'cause-
It's very smart.
And especially with all the new chalk that everybody uses, the table doesn't get all grimy. It doesn't get sticky. The balls, they clean them after every match. I mean, it's when they bring in brand new stuff, it's going to stay there for a while. It's going to stay like that for a while.
Shout out Town, my sponsor.
Yeah, as well. This town, great chalk.
You too.
Great
They
chalk.
sponsor
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
What chalk do you use?
I used Town for a long time, but I just recently switched to Paguline.
Okay.
That's good chalk.
This break is brought to you by our sponsors.
I don't think I'm alone when I say that I love an inspirational story, and I'm about to give you one. Manuel Gonzalez Jr. was in the military, ended up going to the Vietnam War, and was tragically injured. Ended up losing his right arm and his right leg, underwent multiple surgeries. When he got out, most people didn't think he would walk, let alone do anything else. And not only did he walk, boy, he walked, but became one of the best pool players in the Denver area where he's from. And when people would come up to him and say, Manuel, sir, how do you do it? He would look directly at them and say, I control the rock. And I think it's pretty awesome. His son, Manuel Gonzalez III, is carrying the torch. He's letting everybody know his father's story, which is fascinating. Go to controltherock.com and check it out. There is a quick video on Manuel's story. You can see this book here and order it if you'd like. There's a jersey just like this and multiple others, which I absolutely love. It's controltherock.com. Manuel Gonzalez Jr. doing big things, carrying the story forward. And I, for myself, absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much. Go to controltherock.com.
I want to talk about my man, Andy Gow. He's been with the Boom and Freezer show since day one. Day one. He's also a friend of mine, and he's also a huge supporter to the world of pool. Andy Gow has been with us and also any other platform you can think of, following, sharing, like, share, and subscribe. That's his motto. So, Andy Gow, I just want to say thanks for being a supporter and a sponsor of the Boom and Freezer show. You're the man.
Here's somebody and another business that I want to talk about. It's PNW Pool Thing on Facebook. Stands for Pacific Northwest Pool Thing Stream. And it's Jesse Johnson. Jesse Johnson used to live here in Phoenix, and he's built all types of trophies. He's in the lighting business as well. But his love and his passion is pool. It's PNW Pool Thing Stream. Now, something else, I was just touching on lighting. You see that J Flowers sign right there? I'd say it's 2 foot by 5 foot, maybe by 4 foot. Listen, I shopped all over the globe online looking for an LED sign or some type of neon sign. LED's the way to go nowadays. This sign is dimmable. I ended up giving him a call, and in no time, this sign was done, but the price is what shocked me. Okay, I'm not making it up. You have to message PNW Pool Thing on Facebook or Instagram, PNW Pool Thing on Facebook or Instagram. His name is Jesse, and tell him the freezer sent you. Not to mention, go to PNW Pool Thing and check out their stream. It's PNW Pool Thing Stream. They're streaming your greatest content every single day. They're known as the best streamers up in the Northwest. PNW, as I said, stands for Pacific Northwest. They're simply known to stream in one of the best venues I've seen. If you go on there, you're going to be hooked. You're going to see the venue, the lighting around the table, the backdrops, everything is to the nines. PNW Pool Thing on Facebook. Thank you, Jesse Johnson, for the support, and keep doing what you're doing.
Let's talk about NM Billiards. That's NM as Nick Marino Billiards. He has an office in Berlin. It's his home. He also does a lot of cool things. He has a garage where he stores pool tables as well. If you need any kind of table work in the East Coast, give him a call. He can refurbish your table. He can buy your table. He can sell your table. And he can also refelt it. So if you need any work done, check out. The link is in our bio. It's NM Billiards. It's Nick Marino. An awesome dude. He'll take care of you or whatever you need as far as table work, whether it's refurbishing the table, bringing it back to life and getting it refelted, getting it reclothed, whatever you need. Check out Nick Marino Billiards.
I have to mention my friends here in North Phoenix. It's Metro Sportz Bar and Grill. David Lee, the owner, and Alfonso, they do nothing but care for this business. It's got your favorite sporting events. The minute you walk in the front door and look to the left, there is a wall of TVs, has to be upwards of 50 flat screen TVs. They've got the food you want. They've got every sporting event you're looking for. But more importantly for me, they've got 8 9-foot tables, and they're diamonds and they're blue labels. These tables are in such great condition. I don't think there's a table in the country that plays any better than all 8 of these tables. Just keeps them in perfect condition year around. And they know how to keep a table because they play themselves. They've got 9 bar tables. Yes, blue label diamond bar tables. And they do the same for those tables. This place is your destination if you like sports and you like pool. Every single night of the week, they have some type of a tournament. They have leagues there. And then on the weekends, it's run and gun. People have a blast. It's in a great location. It's in North Phoenix off the I-17 in Dunlap. Do me a favor. If you're in Phoenix, you have to check out Metro Sportz Bar and Grill. Tell them the Freezer sent you.
Wayne Harriman, the Sandman, doesn't get better than this guy. Wayne Harriman has been around for a long time supporting this sport and doing so many big things for it. I've seen him sponsor females for ladies events. I've seen him sponsor men that didn't have the money to play an event, whether it's locally or even a couple pro events. Wayne Harriman, the Sandman, has done a lot for pool. So thank you very much, Wayne. We appreciate you, man. Agape Sober Homes is a nonprofit organization that helps people with addictions, whether it's drug or alcohol, give them a place to live. Suad, a good pool player in his own right, is the head of the organization. And you can check out the link in the bio. It's Agape Sober Homes. And again, what they are doing is they're providing homes and places to live for people that in need, whether it's drugs or alcohol. I know everybody can talk about somebody in their family, if not themselves, that struggled with it. So many people have struggled with it in my lifetime. I've lost friends through addiction. My dad was an alcoholic. I can talk about him now. He passed away, but I remember going to Al-Anon meetings. So the addiction is real. Everybody knows about it. And what Suad is doing is fantastic. So check it out. It's Agape Sober Homes. And if you know somebody that needs help, have them contact him. Maybe he can help them out. Or if you want to volunteer, it's a nonprofit organization that helps people with addictions. Suad, great job. Agape Sober Homes. Check them out in the bio.
Now, back to the show.
Let's talk a little bit about the different tables, right? Because you're younger, you're starting to see probably more different tables the more you're traveling, right?
Yeah.
How do you adjust to those different tables? And do you even think about it?
Yeah, it definitely comes to my mind because every table plays different no matter what brand or whatever. Every single table plays different, and you got to learn. But I play mostly diamond. Played a little bit of racing tables, but the vast majority of what I play on is diamonds, and it's definitely adjustment. The biggest adjustment for me when I was younger was going from switching back and forth from the 9-foot and 7-foot, but I've started to figure that out, and because that's hard to switch when you go to 7 and 9.
You think it's harder to go from 7 to 9 or 9 to 7, or does it matter?
7 and 9.
Yeah, 7 and 9 is
definitely harder, right?
Yeah,
because the table just feels so big.
It does. It does. When you play a lot, like if you play a whole tournament on a 7-foot and then you go to a 9-footer, it looks like a 12-foot table.
Yeah,
it looks like a golf course for sure.
Yeah,
especially after Derby. with the 4.5-inch pockets. I got home for the first time in 10 days, and I looked at the pockets, and I was like, oh my gosh.
It's just a whole different, I'm a big guy on talking about pockets, and I think that's been the most important thing with matching up in tournaments. And for me, it's always been about the pocket size. Really, that's what makes, I think it's a big talking point that you have to discuss, right? It's a whole different ballgame. What would you rather have, Hayden, at the Derby, which they'll never have it? Would you rather have 4 1/4, 4 1/8, 4-inch, or 4.5?
If it wasn't for how much longer the tournament would take, I would probably say 4.
Okay.
Good answer. That's a good
But
answer.
the tournament would be 3 weeks long.
Yeah.
Definitely take some time. All right, let's talk a little bit about what else do you do besides pool? You're 14 years old. You're online schooling, right?
Yeah.
You play video games, more outside games. Do you have a little clique of friends they hang out with, or is it pool?
Pretty much pool, except for I like the University of Kentucky sports, so I follow that a ton. Actually, I have a shirt on right now. But that is my other main thing, and I play chess some.
That's a good game.
Oh, you play chess some.
Yeah.
Do you like one pocket, or is it just not? It hasn't hit you yet.
It really depends.
Of course.
If it's more of like, to be honest, I don't like the super aggressive games. But when it gets like where you're just sitting there dinking balls for 30 minutes, I'm like, ugh. But when it's that kind of in between where you're moving and you're shooting, I love it when it's like that.
Sure. Yeah, it can be the greatest game in the world when you're moving around quickly within the game. And you've got another player that's kind of your style. I think it's a great game. When it's like that.
I think that you're alluded to with the chess, Efren, obviously we had him, talk to him about chess in one pocket. There's a big difference in strategy, right? There's a lot more strategy like chess in one pocket than just going out there 9-ball. Some people say it's almost too easy, right? You know where you're going. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, that's why I partly don't like 8-ball in the bar box. You have to make so many decisions. And with 9-ball, I know what I have to shoot. I don't really have a choice, so I kind of like that.
Yeah, I grew up playing 8-ball on the bar table, and people underrate the game at the highest level. 8-ball on the bar table, especially if you take what you make, can be. It can be a brutal game. It can be a brutal game.
Exactly. And you play on the Brunswick, right? The Brunswick table is that ultimate pool, right?
Yes, those definitely made bar table 8-ball a lot easier. Actually, except for the TV table. The TV table was actually pretty tough, but the outside tables made everything a lot easier.
Do they have the standard pockets? For they 4.5, 5-inch pockets, or do you even know?
I think they're 5.
I think they were like 4 3/4 or something.
Okay.
But it was brand new, so it didn't make too much of a difference if it was 5 or that. Just because the balls slide in so easy no matter what you do.
You're making it, remember, you're going to hit in the first dot, it's going to slide in, right?
Yeah.
Talk about 8-ball a little bit. You said you're not your favorite game. Do you think that you're going to play more ultimate pool events? Do you think? There's a lot of partners. There's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of partners and do things that they're doing.
Yeah, I liked it when I played. That was probably the most enjoyable 8-ball tournament I've ever played. If they're closer to me, I will definitely go. If it's within 6-8 hours, I would definitely consider that.
You're in Louisville now, Hayden? So do you play at Rail Yard?
Yes, they're one of my sponsors. I play there a ton.
Kyle Ferguson, shout out Kyle. Good guy. I've worked with him and for him for a long time. Great room, great guy.
Yeah, I've never been there. Nice place, diamond tables there.
Oh yeah, real nice. I love them. I love the room. You need to get a big match there, some type of challenge match. Gosh, you can't even put anybody in your age bracket. You can't even put anybody in his age group, right? Like I'm thinking, who's your age that you could play?
How about Savannah or Sophia? How would you do against those two?
He'd destroy. I'm being honest. He would
That's good.
He would destroy them.
I've never played Savannah before, and I played Sophia at the Florida Open final. She played unbelievable. And
in a tournament,
Yeah, she played really well, and I think I ended up winning 9-7 in the final.
I remember. And didn't she scratch on
The
the
7
eight?
Yeah,
ball, I believe,
she
right?
For the
was
seven?
up. She was up 8 or 7-5 to make it 8-5, and she made the 9 ball and scratched.
Yeah.
And that
Listen, I don't want to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
that really turned the tide in the match because we were playing even for most of it, and then I made a few mistakes, and it got out of hand. And if she goes up 8-5, I don't know if I win that match.
Yeah,
And then,
big difference.
yeah, so then 8-5 versus 7-6, and then I started playing way better after that, and I ended up winning.
And I got to take back because I'm going to get crushed by our viewers. If they're playing a tournament, there is no question the Roadrunner and Sophia can beat him. They can beat me. They can beat anybody. They're great players. I just meant that they played like a challenge match. What I had in my mind was, how Fedor and SVB have played a couple of races to 120 over there at Rail Yards. I would love to see you play. I'm trying to think of who you could play. Maybe Kyle would put some money up and have you play a longer match over there. I want to see more of you play. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what I really want. I want to see you playing more. I want to keep my eyes on it. And
Yeah.
I like watching you play. I like watching you play.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to take a quick second shout out to your sponsors? I know that you. I was looking at your credentials. You got some pretty good people behind you already, right? You're doing good things.
Yeah. Q-Tech, Rail Yard Billiards and Sports Pub, Mako Tips, Onboard Sportswear, Level Up Junior Billiards, and Railbird's Q Repair and Pro Shop. It's Louis DeMarco.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What are you shooting with?
The Q-Tech X. I actually have the box behind me, but that's what I'm shooting
Really?
with. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Brett Garrison and Q-Tech, huge company, great company. I support Q-Tech as well. Obviously, I play for Flowers, but great company.
Use the carbon fiber shaft. What size? What size you use?
The 12.5 X Synergy, the amber, the brown one.
Scott and I had Yap on, a couple episodes a while back, and he was talking about he makes adjustments to his cue sometimes in between sets or switches his cue during an event. Are you like that, or do you play with the same cue? You're not changing nothing until you're done.
I have the blue X and the brown X, and sometimes when I'm not playing well, I'll switch out the butts and I'll start playing better. But other than that, I usually stick to the same thing.
What's your weight? What's your weight at?
I think it's 18.
18. And what was your first cue? Do you remember?
I think it was a Purex wood.
Yep.
Yeah,
Purex
I think
from Current Case, right? I think Current Case has a Purex.
Yeah, I can't.
Boys in
I don't
line.
even remember, to be honest. I remember the
Yeah.
cue, but I don't remember exactly the details of it. But I know it was a Purex.
Yep.
Is that still a low deflection shaft, or is it maple?
Probably not. It was. I think it was. Well, it may have been. I don't know. I think it was 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they make both the Purexes, so could have been either one. And what's your biggest? Do you like the no deflection? Obviously, you notice a huge difference from going to the carbon now. Would you ever go back? Do you ever think about going back playing wood?
No, I've actually tried it a couple times, but I just couldn't. It's too different. It doesn't feel pure.
Yeah. Well, you don't know any different, right? And I think for the guys coming up now, it's an advantage to play with the carbon because you don't need as much power to move the cue ball, and there's an advantage. I don't think there's anything wrong with either one of them, but if you don't know wood, you don't need to know wood, and if you like carbon, that's where you need to be.
Yeah, especially with the X, the all carbon. I feel like that makes a difference too.
So let me ask a question. Do you know the term manifestation?
Sort of.
Manifest. So manifest is when you put yourself in a situation that you're not in, and then hopefully it comes to light. When I was coming up, I would manifest in my little basement with my terrible 8-foot table. I would manifest that Efren and I would be on the biggest stage playing each other, and I'd never even met him at the time. Do you do things like that? I
Yeah.
think it's healthy. You do. So what's your biggest manifestation? What do you envision the most? Is it you and SVB in the
Um,
finals of the US Open? What is it?
Usually the finals of the U.S. Open. I don't usually pick an opponent though.
Okay.
Yeah, I just say the finals of the U.S. Open, and I give myself a tough out and see if I can get out.
I love it, dude. I
I
love
like
it. That
that
gets
too.
me
Yeah,
pumped up.
I like
Yeah.
that. He's not worried about who he's playing, right, Scott? He's worried about the
Yeah.
game. He's worried about playing the game, which is what you need
Yeah.
to worry about, right?
In the US Open, which is probably the most intense, most difficult tournament in the world to win. Keep envisioning that, bro. Please keep envisioning that. You're going to get there.
Yeah.
So have you left the country so far to play in any of these juniors, or all United States?
So I've gone to Junior World Championship for 4 years now. First 2022 was Puerto Rico, 2023 was Austria, 2024 was New Zealand, and 2025 was Spain.
How do you like to travel, and how do you deal with it?
I don't ever really have any problems with jet lag. It's just the flights are long and
That's
annoying,
age.
especially the one to
That's
New
age.
Zealand. But yeah, I mean it isn't too bad. I sort of enjoy it.
So what Scott was saying too. So this year, if you decide to start playing a little more, you're not going to have any issue going to the UK for the UK Open or anywhere. You're ready to go. You're used
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I keep thinking about that in the back of my mind. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll probably talk to your dad and just see. And you. I mean, you're a grown man. I mean, it's unbelievable how mature you are at 14 years old. At 14 years old, I don't even want to tell you how I was, but I was a madman. But you're so mature, so well put together. You're very disciplined for 14, and obviously 7 years under your belt already. That's a long time. I didn't start playing pool till I was just about to turn 17. I was basically pro by the time I was 22, but that's you're there, dude. That's what I'm saying. You're really there, and it's hard for me to juggle with my mind about trying to get a 14-year-old on a World Nine Ball Tour. But I think you're there.
I think you could be too. I mean, I don't know if you're there yet, but you definitely have all the tools, and it sounds like you got great people behind you. Your family supportive, right? Is anybody in your family not into pool, or they behind you 100%?
Yeah, they're definitely behind me. None of them really play that much. My grandpa's on the league with me on Wednesdays, but other than that, nobody really plays in my family. But they're definitely all behind me.
That's awesome. Yeah.
How do league players feel playing you?
Well, they feel fine because I get to give them like 8-3 every time we play.
Yeah, but are they still winning it all? Really?
I still win majority of the time, but
Yeah.
definitely some of them still get me.
Oh yeah. And when you're giving up 8-3, you're never going to win all of them.
Almost every night.
Yeah. Right.
That's awesome. That's really all I got, man. I want to say, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I think you got a great future. I hope you continue to do what you do. I know America, we're all behind you. We want to see, you succeed. We want to see your career flourish and keep doing what you're doing. I know Scott wants some things to say before we go as well.
Thanks, Bobby. So what is your next bigger goal? Like what are you kind of tasting? What do you see? What do you want? What tournament do you want to win next? Tell me. Like what's your dream tournament to win if you could win something? Is it a ranking event? What is it?
Like this year?
Within the next couple of years.
Next couple of years, probably a ranking event. Yeah, that would be big because none of those are easy. I think we might be going to the Beasley Open.
Okay, and then Bobby's holding the McDermott Open as well.
I don't know if that's going to be April 1st to the 4th, 64 players. It's a great event, Connecticut. Then have you ever been to the expo at all yet?
I did. I've gone 2 years ago, but somebody, I think I may have to be 16 to play in that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's.
In which one?
Like the ranking event at the expo.
No, I don't believe so. I think you're
not
okay
a casino
there.
or anything. Yeah, it's not a casino.
No, I'm pretty sure you'd be okay there. But we're also, looking into another major that Matchroom might announce soon, which could be out here in my area.
Yeah.
And consider, yeah, I think the future is bright for you. And so I'll echo what Bobby just said. We're grateful to have you on, man.
Yeah.
And we look forward to having you on again. I look forward to watching your game even go up more. I don't know how it can from what I just saw last night, what I covered. You missed a ball, which everybody's going to do. But keep pushing, dude. Keep pushing.
Thank you.
I'm extremely proud of you. I think we all are.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
You're welcome.
Quick question. I talk about Derby real fast. We talked about it a whole bunch. What was more satisfying this week at Derby? Beating Jay Hall in one pocket, losing to Shane in a close match, or taking it to Oscar 9-2? What was your aha
To be honest, probably playing Shane, just because I feel like that was the best match that I've played the whole tournament. Like, if I played good. I feel like I've watched that already 3 or 4 times, just because I really felt like my game was elevated a ton, and that's I'm starting to see that when I'm practicing. Had a good practice session today. I'm starting to see that more and more, so it's definitely promising, and I think that SVB match was the best one.
Yeah, you've analyzed it, right? So you missed the 2 ball early up in the upper left corner. I think you hit it a little bit thick.
Yeah.
And throughout that match, like I said, I'm not picking on you. I thought you played amazing. You're trailing 7-0, but throughout that match, you were maybe your timing on the break, and I felt like you caught the one thin 2 or 3 times, just a hair thin, and then you tried to make the adjustment, and you caught it too thick. Yeah, you caught it too thick.
Yeah, those
and then
tables
you caught the point.
The tables were playing kind of odd.
Yeah. Like I think a lot of – go ahead.
You would have to break – like when I was hitting them the best, I was barely even drawing it. It was weird because usually you got to kind of get into the cue ball more, but when you did that, it just threw it so far below the side pocket.
Interesting. Yeah. The tables seem to change in there by the hour due to, I think, the outside, the people in there, the size of the room. At nighttime, they definitely play different than they do in the afternoon, and that's common. I was impressed with your game, though, outside of your breaking, really, which we all know. I did feel, I'm sorry, I have to say this, I did feel that you were maybe trying to hit him a little hard.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying?
I think I was trying to do that. I think I was trying to do that because I kept missing the 1 ball. So I threw a little bit extra into it. So if I did miss the 1 ball, maybe something else would fly in the bottom corners. And what really disappointed me was that the first break, I actually hit them really good. I made the 1, cue ball came across, smacked the 9, and I went off the 9 and into the corner. I was like,
it was sick.
Yeah, and then I didn't break for 8 games.
Yeah, I didn't have much to talk about for those 8 games. I was like, and I knew that you would come back on them, and I was like,
Yeah, and you said that you watched the matches. Make sure you go to Railbirds because there's nobody else you want commentating that man right there because he's one of the best to ever do it. He's one guy you may want to listen to and get a little something knowledge. You know what I mean? Because there's so many streams out there. Most of the time you want to just mute it and watch your game. But if you have Scott commentating on, you want to definitely listen. You know what I mean, Scott? Or maybe
I'll probably watch that tonight when I'm going to bed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well,
right. That's all.
Yeah, like Bobby said. Yeah, me too. Really good to have you on, Maverick. Really good to have you on.
Before we go, a big thank you to our sponsors who make this show possible: Jay Flowers, Classic Billiards, Tommy's Tattoo Supply, Nick Marino Billiards, Metro Sports Bar, Anytime Billiards, Control the Rock, Agape Sober Homes, Wayne Harriman, Andy Gow, In the Box, PNW Pool Thing, and Hilltop Promotions.